see pride.
Junior.
I see power. I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off from nobody.
That's right.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew L. You're now tuned into the Middle of the Show podcast. Today is September 29th, 2025, and I'm here with my co-host, per usual, Kevin A. Lewis. Kev, say what's up to the people.
What is going on, folks? It's been a while. We here. Football's going on. We got baseball. Well, some of our teams are moving forward. Some of us aren't. We'll get into that. But yeah, man, what's cracking? What's up?
Same old shit, different day. JJ in the building. What's going on, JJ? Shout out to YouTube, shout out to Twitch, shout out to X, also known as Twitter, but it's Twitter. Shout out to y'all paying attention, watching. Make sure if you're on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share. Don't be a hater. Make sure you give us that thumbs up. Make sure you share, comment, everything. Let everybody know you're rocking with the best. We are not for everybody. That should be like a whole segment of the we are not for everybody. I just love that terminology. We are not for everybody. I am coming back with new hater ass energy. New hater ass energy. So if you tapped in, make sure you lock in with us, subscribe. Follow the scroll, join the Patreon, donate via Venmo at MIPod69. If you want the exclusive, if you want the conversations, follow the links, join the Patreon, hit us up on social media. We'll give you the link only if you're verified by Nicole. If Nicole says you ain't cool, you ain't down. You cannot come and kick it with us. We the cool kids. We at the lunch table. You know what I mean? Kev has like 75 hats. We are the cool kids.
Yeah.
Can't sit with us.
Yeah. Shout out to the Cincinnati Reds, by the way.
No, man. God damn.
Shout out to the Cincinnati Reds.
Jesus.
Shout out to the Reds, baby.
Man. Yeah. Since we gotta go there, first of all, let's give it a good intro. Welcome back. Let's get a good welcome back. Let's get a good welcome back to Kevin A. Lewis for being back with the show. Welcome back. You know, like I said last episode, we've both been doing separate things, trying to figure life out, and life has figured its way out for us to be back recording and doing this podcast for you lovely people. So we are officially back and swinging. But let's get into what I don't want to talk about. The New York Mets being a black hole. And why I say a black hole? Because black holes collapse. They collapse upon themselves. They suck in everything around it, and it destroys. And you don't know what's on the other side, but you know it hurts. You know it hurts. The Mets lost 4-0 against the last place Miami Marlins, a team that for some reason they cannot beat, and they cannot beat on the last day of MLB season, where their season is on the line. I think it begins to hurt even more. I think it hurts even more when you know who you have on the team. Like when you know who your roster is, like especially offensively, especially with the acquisition of Soto. I'm not one of those Mets fans who ran victory laps because we got him against Yankee fans. Like, hey, I didn't think we was going to get him. We got him.
Oh, so you're not a loser.
No, I'm not a loser. Fortunately, thankfully, my mother raised me right, and I have good people in my life, so I'm not a loser who ran around, boo, we got Soto. Like, look, we got Soto. I'm happy that we got Soto. It's a great move for the Mets, and it's a move that moves the needle. We have him for 15 years, so I'm very happy about that. But what sucks is to get somebody like that, have a productive season that he has, and you don't go to the playoffs. Doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, 40+ home runs. Breaking Keith Hernandez's record for walks and stuff like that doesn't mean shit. 30-30 season doesn't mean shit. Lindor having a 30-30 season doesn't mean shit. Pete Alonso having a career year doesn't mean shit, especially when he just opted out. He just said, hey, I'm going to opt out. Now, what that means, Kevin and I will get into that topic of the conversation of what that means. But I'll say this for just a levity standpoint. I don't think you could have looked at the Mets this offseason outside of Soto and thought playoff team. I don't think you could logically look at what they did and think playoff team, because they pretty much went back to the well of we're going to take bargain basement pitching. We don't have an ace. We don't have a guy, and we're going to bring back certain guys. We brought back Mania, right? And he didn't pitch well. Turning Clay Holmes to a starter, I'll take the I'll take the over on that.
He had a 3.5 ERA. He was fine.
Yeah, I'll take the over on that. Everything else was just bad. I mean, Senga being just unwatchable after having such a good start, just being unwatchable for the second half, and his ERA ballooning to like a 7 or 8 over how many other starts. Like, it was just bad to watch as far as pitching products. Now, on the bright side, you get McLean coming up. Nice. Jordan Tong needs time, but he has stuff. He just needs time. Fine with that. And what's the other young man's name? Sproat, who in between. But the good news is, and I was saying this in the Discord, this is not the Mets year. This is not the Mets year. The great thing about this not being the Mets year, the Mets could be that much better next season. You know what you have with the 3 young guys. You have an idea. McLean's a number 1. He's a number 1. He is your future ace, and you have control over him for a good period of time. You have Tong, you have Sproat. Now, Holmes is there. That's your number 2 guy, right? And then you figure out the bullpen.
I wouldn't be surprised if Holmes was their closer next year. I wouldn't be surprised.
We don't know what happens. We don't know what's going to happen with Diaz.
And we're about to get
paid. It might not be from us.
Yeah, he's about to get paid, brother. So I don't know.
Might not be from us, but
maybe Clay ends up being their closer. But
I watched the end of the game on the Miami Marlins broadcast just to dig the knife in and twist it. And boy, were they celebrating like they won the fucking World Series, bro. They were so ecstatic to beat the Mets, the announcers. Oh my God. They like when Lindor ground into the double play, you should have heard it. Because I know if I listened to Gary Cohen, I wouldn't have liked it. I think it would have hurt in a way I didn't want to hear.
Gary Cohen sounded like a loser rather than that game, by the way. But go ahead. We'll get into that.
I didn't hear it, so you could fill me in on that. But to hear the Miami Marlins broadcast, the way they was going on about, bro, that was their World Series. They put their 3 best pitchers up. They were very happy to eliminate the Mets from the postseason. Very happy, bro. Very happy. And it's almost disgusting to be such a loser, to be such a do-nothing franchise with only, 3 postseason appearances. I mean, two of them result in the World Series, don't get me wrong. But to be a team that's been eliminated 31 years out of 34 years they've been in business, and to be so excited to beat the Mets on the last day of the year, you're such a loser fucking franchise for that. But I think I appreciate it, though. I think every Mets fan, I think the Mets should go ahead and watch that broadcast and let that salt just dig into the wound, because you guys lost to a team that doesn't give a fuck. But they turned up for you guys. They turned up and showed up, and they shut you out. The irony of it, my last point, Pete Alonso had the hardest hit baseball on the very last day. I think it was 113 miles per hour off his bat, right into the outfielder's glove. If that ain't karma or whatever, I don't know what else to call it. Go ahead, Cap.
All right. So the whole we didn't expect the Mets to be a playoff team remark, I think that's revisionism. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that anybody expected them to be dominant. That's a whole other thing. But, bro, 7 teams make the playoffs, right? Yeah, 7 teams make the playoffs in the league. The Reds made the playoffs despite actively really not trying to win. And they made the playoffs winning 83 games. The Mets have a $341 million payroll. Everybody expected them to be in the postseason. Like, whether we expected them to be the number 1 seed, that 4 seed, 5 seed, don't care. If 7 teams make the playoffs and you have a $341 million payroll, you're supposed to make the postseason. Now, with that being said, to circle back to Gary Cohen, at the end of the game, the Marlins were on the field taking pictures or whatever. Like, they usually do that after home games. Like, they have like the player of the games or whatever, and they usually take. But this time it was the whole team, because I'm assuming because it was the end of the fucking year. And Gary Cohen, said, "Oh, they're acting like this. They're acting like they just won the championship." Bro, it's one thing for fans to say that, and I understand that announcers are also technically fans. Let's call it spade a spade. It's one thing for fans to say that loser shit because you're coping. Okay, understood. The announcer to sit there and say that because the Marlins were taking a picture on the field, something they always fucking do, is ridiculous. And also it takes quite the ego to go, this is their World Series because the Marlins beat a fucking 83-win team. Guess what? You guys are both in the projects. All of you stink. Both of you stink. Like the Mets stink, the Marlins stink. It's a different kind of stink. The Mets are highly paid stink, but they both fucking stink. All of you stink. Like this World Series, it's the lamest form of coke. Gary Cohen got to be better than that. Like, and I love Gary Cohen. Love him. Got to be better than that. But as far as the Mets, look, I said all year there's gonna be fine. That's the last time I'll tell Mets fans about themselves or their team or whatever. Like I said all year, I thought they'd be fine because I didn't imagine a world where they couldn't get one of the playoff spots, one of them. And granted, listen, the Mets blew. There were about, I mean, there's a picture going around like with the score bug of like games the Mets blew when it's a good like 15 of them. They win any of those games, they make the fucking postseason. And yes, you can say this for anybody. I understand that as well. But I'm here, I live here, I watch it, I consume it. So like I saw them do it, and I'm like, wow, any of those games, they could have. I mean, shit, they win 3 or 4 of them. They're resting the final day of the year, bro. Like it's all bad. I will say a little part of me is tickled. I don't have no problem with the Mets, and I like a lot of Mets fans. A lot of my friends are Mets fans. Part of me is tickled because I saw the worst that your fan base had to offer showed their whole ass from whenever Soto signed, December to basically the start of regular season, and then through to the first Subway Series. The worst of y'all fan base showed y'all ass for like at every turn. We're Big Brother now. You guys lost Soto. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's our town now. So like I'm laughing at those people. So anybody watching this, chances are I like you. Like if you root for the Mets, chances are I like you. So if I have a little glee in my voice and I'm wearing a Reds hat, it's not because of you. Don't take it personally.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a little pushback on a couple of things. That was their World Series, and you just had to hear how they was talking. You just had to hear the announcers. They were really fucking happy that they won. Like they were ecstatic. And yes, it is
83-win team, bro. Nobody trying to hear that,
bro. It doesn't matter. It does. It's prime.
Y'all not important enough for all of that.
It's prime. Listen, I'm just telling you from the perspective of watching the away announcers intentionally too to hear. I said, I have to hear this. I need to hear what they're saying, and they sounded like some fucking losers. Like they got turned up and coked up to beat the Mets, and it's just like, yo, that's fucking sad because the Marlins every 3 to 4 years the Marlins will have some that core pitching, right? The kid we had beat the night before, we had smoked them twice. This is the second time we smoked him. Yuri Perez got some stuff, boy. That boy was even though he lost, he was still throwing. He was 11 career high 11 strikeouts, 99 miles. We was smoking that boy, right? But they had their best 3 pitchers for that series. They intentionally set it up that way. The Marlins wanted to play spoiler, and that was their thing. And now I don't think, and again, for me, as a Mets fan, of course, that's a little salty. This is a little salt in the wounds. Of course, I'm going to feel this way and sound this way because of that. But there is a level of loserdom that teams are all of a sudden want to rise to the occasion when it's time to play spoiler. And it's like, are you telling me that you guys don't give a fuck about the other 159 games before this final 3? Of
course they care, but they got nothing left to play for except, you're gonna be on the couch next to us,
right? And that's and again, that's hey, remember when we used to play Madden and there was like one dude who's always winning, and then you and your friend always try to be the first loser.
Well,
like
I
at least
relate to that. I was a dude.
Well, but you understand how it goes. Like I'm playing you and I can't beat you, and then Jude plays you and Jude plays even worse, but I know I can beat Jude. Yeah. It's like, rushing to be first loser is corny as fuck. But I digress. And the second thing I'm pushing back on, I said it. I don't think the Mets, regardless of whatever, is this sustainable. Because when you look at, and I mentioned the Yankees team last season, the Yankees were able to make it so sustainable, they made it to the World Series, right? Mm-hmm. But with the Mets, and the thing is that the Yankees had a semblance of pitching. With the Mets, we don't have the best player in baseball. We'll get into that later. We don't have Aaron Judge, right? We had Soto. Now, our best player, you would say Lindor, right? Lindor's not Aaron Judge, right? And then our second best player is Pete Alonso. So you would say, okay, we have at least an advantage, right? Like Lindor. If Lindor's your judge, I guess Pete is your Stanton. I don't know. I don't think it's a good comparison, but it's just that we have guys. But watching guys go a combined 2 for 14, the Mets had like 7 walks last night, and they were 0 for forever with runners in scoring position. That was happening all season. Like the things that I was paying attention to, like Soto hitting absolute bombs, they was calling him Juan Solo because he hits home runs with nobody on base. No one is getting on Juan Solo. No one is getting on base for Soto, and it's like, all right, it's not his fault. Because maybe Lindor hit a home run and then or whatever, strikeout or whatever, and then Soto goes on, he goes deep. Soto was like a phenomenal last month. And second half of the season, period. But I think like August was like he was crazy in August, right? Mm-hmm. And you just look at it like, man, you're a top heavy team. Vientos wasn't who he was. Beatty came on a little bit late, and too bad he got hurt and went to the DL. Mauricio still has work to do. Mauricio is another dude who has a lot going on for him. It's just, can he put it together? And I know Mets fans are very impatient, but please wait for Ronnie Mauricio. Please wait for him. If you go and look back at unless you're a flat out 5-2 star, like a Trout or something like that, please wait for Ronnie Mauricio. Please, I'm telling you, he's going to pay off dividends. Once he figures out how to make consistent contact, he's going to pay out dividends because he has, Paul's worthy, a nice stroke. Let's say Paul's first. But you knew it was sustainable. You just watching like, I can't, and I was saying I didn't want to be negative, but I'm like, can we sustain it? Can we sustain it? Pitchers only going 5 innings. That's not sustainable. It worked last year because our bullpen was better last year. They're not, and we tried to get better. We got Helsley and all that stuff. And Rogers, and we try to get better. But I gotta watch Gregory Soto pitch another fucking inning, bro. It'll be the end of me. I'm like, why is he in the game again? He's trash. He's so fucking garbage.
The Mets didn't have a lot of good options, bro.
We didn't have a lot of options. And I kept seeing Gregory Soto coming. I'm like, oh fuck, here goes 2 runs right now. Because Gregory Soto comes in, their
bullpen was a mess.
Garbage. But like I told Jerry, like I told everybody else, watching the Mets, I'm like, but what we have going into next season is the fact that we have pitchers that are going to maybe play winter ball or not. Nobody's having no Tommy John surgery, stuff like that. I don't think free agency is going to be that big next season.
Yeah, the free agent crop looks.
Yeah,
it's like Kyle Tucker, I guess Cody Bellinger if you want to throw him in there. Right, Trent Grisham, and then yeah.
The best thing about Pete opting out for the second time, he's going to realize there's no real market for him unless he wants to play DH, and no one's going to overpay him to play DH. So he doesn't play a good enough defensive first baseman.
We're giving measured takes now because last night you told me he was out of here. That's what you.
I know. I still think he's out of here because the rumors were the Cubs were really coveting him. So we'll see. I know you said the owner of the Cubs is cheap, but we'll see how much they're willing to pay. But from what I've heard, the teams that are like looking at him, like Tampa Bay, Chicago, and I forgot the other team. But so, they try to rumor the Yankees, but the Yankees are not paying through the nose for Pete Alonso, especially when they have young Ben Rice, who's actually really good. I just to give a measured take, I don't think Pete is going to get the attention he wants, but I don't see a world where he stays. Like it's hard to opt out twice. Like opt out once, fool me once, shame on you.
It's really not hard to opt out twice, bro. It's not. Like he signed a 1-year deal essentially with the sole express purpose of opting out, and he had a really good year to his credit.
And a really good year.
So like my thing with Pete is, and I saw Mets fans doom tweeting about, and granted their season went how they went. I understand why you're doom tweeting about fucking everything. But he opted out right after the season's done. I mean, that was a formality. Don't get me wrong. There is something that's a little bit funny that he's opting out and the body's not even cold yet. That's
Yo,
funny.
bro,
Like, that's very funny.
I don't think they on a
lie.
plane yet.
Yo, bro, no, they weren't. The bro,
They
like,
weren't on a plane yet.
Like he must have told him. I didn't see. I saw the quote. I didn't see where.
I saw the tweet. I saw the tweet drop, and I was like, God damn.
But bro, like, like if we're gonna go with the Marlins championship thing, like, yo, their champagne wasn't even open yet, and Pete was telling us. And people said, like, yo, I'm opting the fuck out. So
his agent must have told him, yo, you guys,
but the thing is, with Pete, like, he's a good player. We all understand he's a really good hitter.
Right.
He's the same guy. Like, yeah, he had a really good year. He's the same. He had the same exact profile he did last year as a year older. I just don't understand what's going to change from last year to this year, unless like the Angels or some dumb team is like, fuck it, let's just give him 5 for 150. And I don't see that happen because, bro, the Angels could have done that dumb shit last year, and they didn't. So it's like, I don't like he's gonna get 3 for 90 from somebody. Maybe
we'll see. Listen,
like,
I wouldn't be surprised if some wild shit like Freddie Freeman retires and the Dodgers like, hey, you know what I mean?
Well, that boy Freddie Freeman, that boy, they owe Freddie Freeman like $50 million more. He's not retired.
I know, but I mean the way his body be holding up. Yeah,
he gonna get his money.
Right.
Hey, I'll just say it to you simply like this. Think about all the old dudes that we've seen, like the greats. Like none of them retire at any time when they deal. None of them. Go look at like Pujols was hanging off for like 8 years.
Pujols
was hanging off for like 8 years.
It's like, yo, I'm gonna play this
get
out.
Every single motherfucker you owe me. I'm gonna get all of that.
Right.
Shit. And then the minute his deal was up,
I'm out.
Peace. I'm gone. Peace.
No, listen, it's true, but it sucks to collapse the way we collapsed. Being in first place, I believe that was in June, I think we're like 40 something, 24. We were up like 6 games, but it wasn't like, oh my God, it's a monumental lead. We had that good series versus the Phillies, and we ended up like 3 games back, and then we just all of a sudden ended up 12 games back. It was just that's how it was for the Mets. Being 0 for forever after the 8th inning, not good. Like 0 for 66, 0 for 68, whatever. Yeah, like that's not good. There was a lot that wasn't good about the Mets, and it wasn't magical. There was no grimace. There was no nothing. There was nothing magical about this year. The best thing about this year was Juan Soto being here and getting an opportunity to see Juan Soto do Juan Soto things, right?
Hey man, I'll say this. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna put on the slight hater hat. y'all have a $340 million payroll. Enough with the fucking gimmicks. Enough. I don't want to hear about Grimace the Hamburglar, whoever. Like, enough. Like y'all have the pop artist thing is cool. I thought that was funny because Homeboy made a hit. Like, all right, man, that's cool. Yeah, like that's cool. Fine. Like the Hamburglar or whatever. Oh, Grimace. Sorry,
we're not the Yankees. I don't care how much money the Mets.
Bro, y'all got a $340 million payroll.
I don't care how much the Mets
being the Yankees
spend.
You want to admit.
I don't care how much.
$340 million payroll, bro.
Listen, I don't care how much the Mets spend because we spent. Remember, we spent a lot of money.
You should, nigga.
No. We spent a lot of money when we had shirts.
Disaster.
No, we spent a lot of money when we had shirts and stuff like that. And we lost, and then the next year we go to NLCS. So I don't care. Like the thing about the Mets, it's always going to be about magic. It's never going to be about we spent a whole bunch of money. It's always going to be about magic because the Mets are. The Mets, the fan base, the organization has never been about being the highest paid payroll, whatever. It's always something that happens miraculous, magical. Dale Murphy, Yoenis Cespedes. Even remember, this is not the first time the Mets have had a top whatever payroll. We had Beltran, but it's always about the magic. It's always about the moment. It's never about, and that's in sports in general. Like even the Yankees, y'all had Leyritz and all that stuff. It's always about some.
No, bro.
It's always about some magical moment, bro. Whether it was the fat kid stealing a home run.
I'm not talking about great moments. I'm not talking about that. Like I'm talking about the team and the organization.
Yes,
like $340 million payroll team not supposed to have no fucking gimmicks, bro. It's not.
What do you mean?
They're not supposed to have no gimmicks, bro. $340 million. What do you need gimmicks for?
Because that's just the team. That's just the team.
Right,
that's just the team.
Right, but here's the thing. I believe Steve Cohen is going to make the Mets a winner. I believe.
Absolutely. He's already paid dividends. Absolutely.
Teams that regularly win are not the ones throwing gimmicks in your face. That's just the truth. You can say it's not fun. You can say whatever you want. The Dodgers don't be running gimmicks out there. The Yankees are boring.
That's the Dodgers and the Yankees are different. Those are legacy ball clubs who have all the history and all that stuff.
Right,
but that's different. The Mets are not a legacy club.
Right, but if you become a consistent where you're not necessarily a legacy club, but you become a more serious organization.
Yes, we
The
haven't
Mets
won
are not
anything
there
yet.
yet. I understand,
Right. So
but
we're
they have
going
a
to so
$340 million payroll.
but when
Like,
we
they're
win,
closer to that than they are.
but when we win, and I really feel like next year is going to be the year for the Mets to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we start to talk about all the stuff we've been through, and then everything in the Magic, and then we'll see if we're a serious organization going forward, and we win a couple. Like the Mets win 3 out of the next 6 or something like that. Then we can start talking about, all right, there's no Magic. The Mets are who they are, but we haven't won since '86. We are looking for some fucking magic, bro. We are looking for some. I think next year makes what 40 years or some whatever shit. We're looking for some fucking magic. There got to be magic somewhere. We'll be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna be like SpongeBob and go outside and dig a hole to find the magic, and we're gonna find the fucking magic.
Don't do that.
We're gonna find the magic. Anyway, speaking of teams that don't have any magic, the Yankees are in the playoffs. Who cares? You know, they were written off. Boo. You know, Judge was hurt. He'll be out for the season.
I smell. What is that?
Yeah. And
I smell some salt among us.
And the Blue Jays.
Salt Frazier in the building. I smell some salt.
The Blue Jays did everything in their power to give away the division. They just happened to run. They just happened to run to Tampa Bay.
You know what? Nah, we got you, bro.
We got you guys.
We got you guys.
We're gonna roll over and play.
We got you guys. we got y'all. Yeah.
But no, the Yankees in the playoffs didn't doubt. The funny thing about the Yankees being in the playoffs again is watching Yankee fans panic in like June. It's like, bro, you guys are not out of the playoff like at all. You guys do know you have the first wild card spot right now. Oh no, the Yankees. Oh, so it's over. Everything's falling apart. We should have kept Soto. Why didn't we keep Soto? Look at the Mets. And I'm like, bro, it's not over. Like, you guys are not 8 games out of first place. You're not like 20 games out of the wild card. No, it's over. I hate this organization. Look what's going on. Fire Boone. Fire everybody. You know, we hate Hal and all that stuff. I get it, bro. Like, it's not it. But your guys are not far and beyond the playoffs. You know what I mean? And what the Yankees do, Yankee things. Like, Aaron Judge is healthy, and he is the best player in baseball. And we'll get into that. And Ben Rice emerges, and the pitching does what it's supposed to do. And Stanton is hitting tape measure bombs. Like, the Yankees are in because the Yankees have always been good. It's just things have to come together. The Yankees. I'm like watching the Yankees. Like, you didn't have the same problem the Mets had, right? You guys always had pitching and stuff like that. You didn't have the same problems. Offensively, sometimes I feel like the Yankees would disappear, but not disappear like the Mets would disappear. Like, the Mets would completely disappear, like not scoring runs at all. But as long as Aaron Judge is in uniform, there is a fighter's chance. And in comparison to last season, things around Aaron Judge and company started to work. And that's pretty much the difference between having a top-heavy offense and nothing going on than having other... Fucking, listen, I said it, and I'm glad. Jazz Chisholm, bro. I can't believe some people thought that wasn't a good move. I said I wanted Jazz Chisholm on the Mets. When I heard he was on his way out, I'm like, Yankees better go pick him up. And we were like, why are we getting Jazz Chisholm? Look at this batting average, blah, blah, blah. Look at him now. Jazz Chisholm is the fucking man, bro. He's nice. I'm envious of that. Like, I'm envious of anything is y'all having Jazz Chisholm, because that's a swaggy motherfucker. And he's from like Barbados or some shit like that.
Yes,
whatever.
Yeah, Barbados,
So shout out to my people, Bayesian pride. But yeah, Yankees are in, Kev. How do you feel about the Yankees being in and playing the Boston Red Sox to start?
First of all, to circle back on Yankee fans, some of our fans are so embarrassing.
Right.
Yeah, good point. Because I have a Soto jersey that spent 0 time being a paperweight. So shout out to Ben Rice for that shit. There was no dry period. I could wear 22 the next season. Shout out to Ben Rice for that. But Yankee fans are embarrassing. Like, in June they were panicking, and I get it. The Yankees played 2.5 months of baseball where it looked like they were playing a different sport. I understand, and I'm not trying to act like it was smooth and that cool. But my problem with fans like that is, like, they operate like people who just want to be right about the worst thing happening. Mm-hmm. Because you want to overreact and say, hey, this team stinks. This ain't it. We're not going to win. Because they're on a losing streak or a losing stretch, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I understand that everybody is not going to be measured and normal about this. We're fans.
Right.
That stands for fucking fanatic. I get it.
Yes.
My problem is the overreaction never goes the other way. Like, that's my problem with those type of people. Like, if you want to be that, then talk all the shit in the world when they're 20-5 over a 25 game stretch. Then that's all I'm asking. Like, if we're gonna pretend that what's going on the field now has long-term ramifications, typically it fucking doesn't anyway. Because there's no sport where the regular season matters less as far as playoff prognostication than fucking baseball. None of this shit matters. Like, none of it. Like, the Yankees are going in on a good streak. Nobody gives a fuck. If Garrett Crochet come out tomorrow night and shove shit down the Yankees' throat for 8 innings and they lose 2-1, the Yankees season's on the brink and nobody gives a fuck what they did the last 2 weeks. Nobody cares because it doesn't fucking matter. But as far as the playoff itself, I mean, a 3-game series against the Red Sox is going to be stress. Like, as we know, I think the Yankees are better than them. As I just said, I don't think that fucking matters either because it's a 3-game series. Garrett goes out there and gives the Yankees the business. The Yankees are then you got to win. You got to win two straight to extend your season. If Max Fried has a bad night, God forbid, or sorry, Carlos Rodon will be starting game 2. Carlos Rodon goes out there, has a bad night, your season might be done. So it is what it is. I think they're better. But to kind of give love to the team throughout the 2025 season, look, you lose a generational hitting talent. Because that's what Juan Soto is. He is a walking inner circle Hall of Fame type of talent. And your offense got better. That is a really hard thing to accomplish. And people have their gripes with Brian Cashman. Shit, so the fuck do I. Everybody has their gripes with Brian Cashman. I think pretending that he's not good at his job is the most ridiculous thing the Yankee fans do. Day in, day out, every day, for every single season, we have to pretend that Brian Cashman's not good at his job, despite the fact that, he might literally be the best GM of all time. Go and, like, I understand somebody probably watching is like, are you crazy? Somebody goes here, are you crazy? Look at his fucking resume, bro. Like, it says what the fuck it says.
Right.
Literally his resume. The Yankees don't have losing seasons. Yeah, that might sound like nothing to people. That's cool. But when you have no losing season for 30 fucking years, that matters. You make the playoffs 27 times in 30 years, that matters. You made the World Series, whatever, 8 times, 7 times, however long, whatever the amount is. That stuff fucking matters. So shout out to him. He's good at his job. Like, I'm a little sad watching this team because it would be so much better if Garrett Cole wasn't dead. It was so much fucking better.
Right.
Oh my God, Cole, Rodon, and Fried. Oh, that would have been so fire. Cole got a face that, like, kind of makes you want to feel bad for him. At least when he's in the dugout. No, dead ass. Because, like, he got the sad. Like, he I know he's not sad. Like, he's kind of just coming to grips with, like, I need to help my team to be there as much as I can despite not playing. But look at him and it's like, damn, man, I feel so bad for him. He can't be out there, like, actually pitching. Like, I feel so bad for him.
He's like that Squidward meme.
Yeah, dead ass, bro. Yeah.
He's just looking out the window like,
I feel so fucking bad for the guy. But like, listen, the Yankees, I think they have as good a shot as anybody to win the championship. We'll see.
Absolutely. The American League is trash.
We'll see. Right. We'll see what ends up happening. I need Aaron Judge to show up in the fucking postseason for once, for a lot of reasons. Some selfish that have nothing to do with the Yankees actually winning, because, like, when the AL MVP, we'll get into AL MVP more after this, but when the AL MVP is awarded to Aaron Judge, because he's going to win the fucking AL MVP. Clip this if you need to. He's going to win the fucking AL MVP. When he wins the AL MVP, I want to be able to go and have fun slam dunking on all the stupid fucking arguments I've seen for the last 4 months. Aaron Judge hits 120 in the postseason. I can't do that. So I can't do it because I don't get.
And you know baseball, they're going to wait. You know they're going to wait.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the bullshit about. And we're here. We're here. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
That is the bullshit about these MVP awards, because it's all narrative driven, and narratives play a part, right? But in the age of social media, narrative is playing too much of a role for these awards. So we like this. The elephant in the room is minuscule. We know what we're talking about. It's Aaron Judge versus Cal Raleigh for MVP, right? I said it in the Discord. Cal Riley's going to win, and I said it not because of baseball reasons. He's going to win because he's a catcher, and he hit what, 60 home runs.
60.
60 home runs.
Yep.
You watch baseball movies, right?
I've watched them, yeah.
Who is always the central glue, grizzled old veteran, comes with the clutch hit, not the face of the team, but the backbone of the team in baseball movies?
You tell me.
The catcher. Every fucking movie. And like you'll watch Field of Dreams. I think Kevin Costner. I don't know if Kevin Costner's character was a catcher, but you watch Field of Dreams. You watch Major League. There's always like a grizzled. If it's not the catcher, it's like a first baseman, but mostly it's the catcher. And I get it if this is the 1920s, right? Like the catcher is the guy with the bad knees and the bad back. He manages the rotation. He's pretty much your second manager. He knows the personalities. He goes to the bars and drinks and beats people up and everything. He goes back to the locker room. He rallies the clubhouse in these movies. The catcher is the heart and soul of the fucking team. Thank Yogi Berra. Thank Joe Girardi and stuff like that. Thank guys like that for the narrative of the catcher, right? Because the catcher is usually that guy. But when it comes to reality in offense, catchers are probably the least offensive guys. Like guys who really don't carry an offense. You think of all the great offensive catchers, Mike Piazza being the best one. But it doesn't really go that far, right? You got Joe Mauer, some old Yankee guys, stuff like that. Pudge, you know what I mean? But Pudge, again, and the reason why I like Pudge and like Yachty, right? Guys who are gold glove, platinum glove catchers who may hit 300 one year and have 20-some home runs, stuff like that, whatever. But not like world-beating MVP type shit like that, right? So there's a narrative.
Pudge won an MVP.
He won MVP, and so did Mauer. Mauer won MVP, but. But that's what I'm saying. But if you look at their numbers in comparison to who else was going around, and I think Pudge probably was the most legit because of he did what he did.
No.
I mean, well,
he won over. But they robbed Pedro Martinez that year.
Yes, it was Pedro. Yeah, it was Pedro.
So they robbed him, but yeah.
It's a narrative-based award. So I'm like, Cal is going to win because of the narrative. He's breaking catcher records and stuff like that. He hit home, and he plays good defensive catcher. That's what he does. He plays solid gold glove or platinum glove catcher. But you look at A-Rod, and I said this, and listen, I thought A-Rod was going to hit 400 this season. I thought, man, the way he's hitting, I thought he would be close to hitting 400. He still won the batting title, hitting 331.
Yep.
Aaron is leading in every major offensive statistical category except home runs, right? OPS plus,
and like he hit 53 of them, bro.
Right? He hit 50, 55, 53 home runs. And he was hurt.
Like, all right, we're doing something different. He hit 53, bro,
and he was hurt.
Yes.
He missed. How much time did he miss? Like.
I'm not sure, but he had 675 plate appearances, so it wasn't that much time. It was a couple weeks.
He missed a couple weeks of baseball, so give or take, he should have closer to 62, right? No, not 62, but 60 as well. Yeah. What are we doing, baseball fans? And I get it, fatigue, not even voters fatigue, fan fatigue, whatever. We have become, and I think it's crack.com. We worship losers. We love losers. I'm sorry. We worship losers, bro. And the way they coined it, and who to blame, it's the fucking sports montage. It's Rocky movies. Rocky is the reason why motherfuckers worship. Rocky was a loser. Rocky was a loser, bro. He was a loser in life. He was a loser in the ring. He was a fucking loser, right? Mm-hmm. And they picked the big braggadocious black man. I'll take on anybody. And Rocky just needing a shot. Hey, I'm gonna take on this guy who's a career undefeated heavyweight champion, and me being like this loser punching bag. And I'm gonna hire this manager who's gonna have me running down the streets of Philadelphia and punching meat in the freezer. And I'm gonna take this dude to the fucking distance. He still lost. He lost the fucking fight. You know what I mean? He lost the fight. And we glorify people who aren't as good as someone else And it's just it's I'm not saying it's not Cal's not a loser. Don't get me wrong. Not in any sense of the word is Cal Raleigh a loser.
But I mean, the Mariners are losers though. Like
the Mariners are losers historically.
Yes.
But if you hate the Yankees and you hate narratives, you hate the history. Don't get me wrong. As a Mets fan, as a person in New York, I hate the Yankees to an extent, right? But as a grown man who has maturity and common sense, get over it, bro. Get the fuck over it. Like we have to realize. Yes, the Yankees are like a 100-year franchise, and they won most of their championships before, like Prohibition era and fucking the color barrier. I get that part. I get that, right? But so did UCLA. The fucking Bruins were like winning championships before it really mattered, right? It happens in sports. Things happen. But you can't be mad at a team who has a homegrown player. Aaron Judge wasn't somebody they bought from somebody. He's a homegrown player. Just like Jeter was a homegrown player. Good teams have good farms. They do good shit. And they net results. Aaron Judge can apologize for being a lot of things, but being extremely good at baseball ain't fucking one of them. It's not his fault that he's like 6'3" and built like a fucking. He was chiseled out of. Yeah, and like built out of, like look like he's built out of fucking clay. Like he was chiseled by the Egyptian gods.
He's built like a defensive tackle, man.
Right. He's a fucking. Now listen, bro. You can say these things and not say glazing, bro. And listen, this is what the fuck it is, bro. LeBron James is 6'8", 2 something. He's a 268, 1% body fat. He works $2 million on his body. You can hate LeBron for a lot of things. His hairline and his lying about reading books and shit. Hate him all that. But you can't hate him for the fact that he's 40-some years old and he's still running around these young boys and busting ass. We got to be better than that. We got to be better than that. Get out your fucking feelings. Cal Raleigh is good, but he's not better than Aaron fucking Judge. And I'm a Mets fan.
I'll say this though. You did bring up narrative. I feel like baseball, I'm not gonna say eliminated it necessarily, but I kind of feel like we've moved past the era of this story is better than the next, so we're gonna give this story the MVP. Unless like the best player in the league is on a shit team. Because they robbed Trout like a good 3 times. Like simply because the Angels are ass, right? Or well, partially that. And then you had the Triple Crown debacle in 2012 where they took Trout to MVP. But I digress. So like I think that's what make it, because realistically, like what fans think, what me and you talk about, what Twitter people talk about, the voters aren't like the voters and what we talk about. It doesn't seem to match because we did the same thing last year with Bobby Witt, and Bobby Witt got as many first place votes as me and you. So like I mean, like we did the same shit. It was Bobby Witt, he plays shortstop. Bobby Witt, he's hitting 3 this. Bobby Witt, and then he got 0 fucking first place votes. But what was particularly nasty about last year's go around of, please can we give somebody besides Aaron Judge MVP, is that they did it with 2 niggas in 1 year. Yes. Like Gunnar Henderson was the MVP. Right. He plays third. He's not a right fielder. The Orioles are a great story. The first half of last year. He kind of fell off a little bit, like not a lot, but he fell off enough where we have to find somebody else. We have to find a new train to hop on. Bobby Witt then entered the picture. They spent the second half of the season telling us how Bobby Witt was MVP. And it's like Aaron Judge is racking up a fucking 12 WAR. Nobody's MVP but him. Please stop. Stop. Like, and the thing is with Judge and like, listen, I'd respect it more if you did one of 2 things: lie and tell me that you think Cal Raleigh is actually better, or just tell me that you think it's a better story. We don't have to make shit up. Right. You don't have to pee on my face and tell me it's fucking raining, bro.
We don't have to do that.
We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this. I promise. Like, if you just want Cal Raleigh to win MVP because it's a cool story, then say that. Because Aaron Judge bores you or Cal Raleigh. Because listen, no matter what Aaron Judge does, as far as like where he finishes in the MVP voting, this was largely the season of Cal Raleigh. I can't argue that. That's the truth. I can't argue that shit. The season will be remembered for Cal Raleigh. Those guys don't always win MVP though. Like that's the thing. They just don't. They don't have to, because we will always remember especially like let's say Cal Raleigh takes this and he goes forward and he puts together 3-4 more years like this and he makes a Hall of Fame. We're gonna remember 2025 for Cal Raleigh. You know why? Because we're bored of Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is all the time. But none of this the thing with Cal Raleigh, again, if you want to tell me he's better, I don't have to agree with you. But at
he's
least
not, but
telling me he's better,
right?
I think you're factually wrong.
Right.
But if you think he's the MVP because he's better, you're standing on that. I respect that.
Right.
But like, do you remember the episode of Fresh Prince where Will got the car to fix up? Like
yes.
Will has like spinning on the
Yes.
car, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then like he's telling his uncle about it.
Mm.
And then they're asking him about his insurance. Like, did you get insurance? And he's telling them about
everything else
about the fucking car, except the fucking insurance.
Right.
That is what the MVP debate's like. Like,
Right.
yo, is he better? Yo, but you see, he catches though. Is he better? Yo, he manages the pitching staff. He got to sit on pitcher meetings. He got to know all the hitters. Is he better? They can't fucking answer that because he's fucking not. Like, stop lying in my face, bro. Like, all these arguments. Like, Mark DeRosa had one of the single worst arguments I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if you saw it.
I did.
Brother, he said, I'd rather him hit 248 than 280.
Right, and then did not clog up the bases.
Like,
what the fuck?
Bro, like, listen, I don't even care who I don't care who hits behind him. It's a stupid ass point anyway.
I'd rather feast or
way worse. You realize that the guy hitting behind him has hit 49 home runs this year. 49. Eugenio Suarez. He hit 49. Yeah. And he doesn't want Cal Raleigh to clog the bases. The guy that hits behind him is literally paid to clear the bases.
Right.
Like, literally. That's all Eugenio Suarez is there for. Clear the bases. He's not good at nothing else. Clear the bases. It's a great party trick. I'm not knocking him. But that's what the fuck he's there for. Right. And we're talking about, I'd rather him get on base less because he might clog the bases. At least if you're going to go that route because they don't compare offensively. Just say, yo, it's better if he's on the bases less because you save his legs a little bit more. At least say that shit. That's dumb as hell too. But slightly less dumb than I don't want my guy clogging the bases.
Clogging the bases.
You'd rather him be on the fucking bench, bro, instead of on base?
Yeah. Yeah.
That don't sound stupid to y'all?
Bro, the thing about these narrative talking points when it comes to the MVP race, it's just like, just say you're bored. Say you're bored. I don't like Aaron Judge is just too good, and I want to see someone else win it for a change.
That's it.
And that happened. And I get that part because when you're looking at greatness, like I don't think people understand what greatness is because they're never in close enough proximity to greatness. Like if you were a Cavaliers fan, and you saw the LeBron thing from the inception. You saw him from being in high school and stuff like that, and you lived in Ohio and everything, and you saw that and you witness it from that point of view. It's amazing to you, but to everybody else, nobody cares. But I'll tell you this: as someone who lives in New York, when Jeter was Jeter, it was a big fucking deal to be Jeter. Like, not just on the baseball field, off the baseball field. Every woman wanted him. Every guy wanted to be like him. It's different being in close proximity to greatness to where you don't understand it. I will never get tired of the Mets and Pete Alonso if Pete Alonso was the best player in baseball every single year and we were winning World Series. I'm not going to be like, oh man, I want somebody else to win MVP. Fuck you. Fuck no. I don't want no one else to win. My guy's my guy. So if you're not a Yankees fan, which a lot of people aren't these days, and you don't like Aaron Judge, which, again, get your head examined for not liking a fucking guy like Aaron Judge.
I don't even care if you don't like him. But, like,
I mean, like, you can't tell me you like baseball.
His resume speaks for itself, though.
Right,
like,
but you can't tell me you enjoy baseball and be like, oh, I'm tired of the man being fucking great. Like, somebody said he's comparative to Barry Bonds, right? And I'm not going to go that far because Barry Bonds, at his peak, I don't think a lot of people knew and appreciated Barry Bonds at his peak because his peak wasn't him hitting 70 home runs. So like his peak was
yes, it was.
I mean that is peak, but like the peak of his that was the height of his. That was no. I'm not saying that. I'm like the height of his popularity, but he was winning MVP and stuff like that and being consistent.
He was amazing before that.
But the peak of him being must see TV during that time and everything like that was ridiculous, right? But even when Mark McGwire was hitting his 70 home runs, Sosa won the MVP that season. People don't realize that season Sosa was
in retrospect that was ridiculous. But yeah.
Sosa was fucking awesome that season.
And McGwire was better.
He had like 66 home runs. No, right. McGwire wasn't.
McGwire, yes, he was. Bro.
The year that no.
Yes, no, when McGwire hit 70 fucking home runs, yes,
he wasn't better than Sosa that year.
Yes, go look it up.
He wasn't better than Sosa that year. Yes, Sosa was nasty. Didn't he have like 30? Didn't he have 30 stolen bases that year too? He was like nasty that season. Sammy Sosa that season?
Keep talking
MVP season?
While I look it up.
He was nasty that season, bro. What are you talking about?
I didn't say he wasn't. I said he wasn't better than McGuire. He wasn't.
Listen, the year he won MVP, let's see, he hit 66 home runs, 158 RBIs. He struck out. He literally in strikeouts. He had how many stolen bases? 18 stolen bases,
bro.
20 doubles.
Let's just. So sorry to cut you off. Let's just do a side by side comparison. All right. McGuire runs scored. Sosa 134, McGuire 130. Hits. Sosa 198, McGuire 152. Home runs. Sosa. I don't need to go through that. RBI 158, 147 in favor of Sosa. Stolen bases 18-1 in favor of Sosa. Walks 162 to 73 in favor of McGuire.
Of course.
Batting average 308 to 299 in favor of Sosa. OBP 470 to 377 in favor of McGuire. Slug 752 to 647 in favor of McGuire. OPS 1.222 to 1.024 in favor of McGuire. And WAR 7.5 to 6.5 in favor of McGuire. McGuire was better.
It was close.
McGuire was better. I didn't say it wasn't. It was better.
It was close.
Better.
Sosa had a great season.
It was objectively better. Like Sosa's team made the playoffs. That's what won him the MVP.
Well, yeah.
That's what won him the MVP. Like he did not win the
MVP. St. Louis was really bad that season.
Yeah, like St. Louis won like 82 games. Like they made the playoffs. The Cubs made the playoffs, and that's what won the MVP. But
that was more of a box office side by side run because even if you recall, there was points where Sosa had the lead for home runs and then McGuire the lead for home runs back and forth.
Yeah,
and I think just Sosa having this, and again, that's a part of Sosa's unprecedented run because not only did he hit 66 that year, he hit 63 the next year, 50 after that, 64 in 2001. It was freaking nasty. I mean,
he was insane.
But
like to circle back to something you said real quick about we like losers and and like and the whole fan base thing and you're arguing in favor of your guy. Like I would never get bored of this, that, and the third, whatever. So like I saw a Mariner fan tweet the other day that it's unbecoming of Yankee fans to care this much about an MVP race. And I'm like, because like they used to care about championships. I'm like, there's about 100 reasons that's stupid. But let's start at the top. It's September 29th. A championship can't be fucking won yet. It can't be won yet. What the fuck do you want us to say, bro? A championship cannot be won yet. It can't be. Like, this is not like we're arguing in the middle of the playoffs about Cal fucking Raleigh. We're not.
Right.
Like, it's September 29th. The regular season literally just ended. We're talking about a regular season award. So, like, it's unbecoming. And I'm like, okay, so Mariner fans obsessing about the second best player in the league winning an MVP is what then? Oh, this would be a top 5 accomplishment in Mariner history. That's the difference. Okay, so because you niggas root for losers means that we are the bad guys for wanting the best player on the team and one of the best players in franchise history to be rewarded with his third MVP. When, mind you, he got robbed of an MVP all fucking ready 7 years ago. He got robbed of one when I was told that year that batting average was king. I was told that home runs aren't the thing. Now, all of a sudden, a catcher with a big ass hits 60 home runs, and now all of a sudden, all that goes out the fucking window. All of a sudden, that goes out the fucking window, bro.
A catcher with a BBL.
A catcher with a fucking BBL Cali is out here with 60 home runs. Now all of a sudden I'm told that home runs are the fucking rage. And this is coming from me. I've been arguing in favor of home runs for 15 fucking years. And now all of a sudden
now home runs matter.
All of a sudden now like somebody's supposed to win a whole MVP because he bends down behind the plate and hits home runs. Fuck out of my face, bro.
Listen, if this was any other year, any other year that Aaron Judge was performing at this rate, you can make an argument for AL MVP if it was any other year if this was the case, but it's not the case.
Cal Raleigh picked the wrong year, man.
He picked the wrong year. I mean,
he's going to be rewarded very handsomely. Silver Slugger,
yeah, of course.
He'll get a raise. He's rewarded very handsomely. There's nothing wrong with finishing second, unless, of course, you're just clearly the best player in the league, and then we have to riot in the street.
Right.
Like that's different. But he's the second best player in the league, and chances are he's going to finish second in the MVP voting, and that's just fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Right. Get out your feelings, man. Next topic: Chiefs, Ravens. You got to be more careful. Shout out to Baltimore. The Ravens' defense is terrible, terrible. Me and Ken were talking last week, and we were just talking. Right, we were talking about the Ravens, talking about the Chiefs, right? And I said the Giants, if they had offense, they had sense, they should have beat the Chiefs, because the Chiefs were pretty much not good on offense that week. But Russell Wilson throwing 2 interceptions in the end zone, stuff like that. And I said on the phone to Kev, I said, what's their record? 1-2? And I'm like,
Giants?
the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs are 1-2.
And I said, I'm not betting against the Chiefs. I've learned my lesson. And they play Baltimore next week, and Baltimore's coming off a bad loss, and I'm just like, the Chiefs are going to win that game. And I said, doesn't always happen that way. And I still bet against the Chiefs. I bet the Ravens, just because I figured maybe the Ravens would figure it out, right? And Derrick Henry would get the ball and he'd run the ball. But on the phone, and like just talking to Kevin, I'm like, the Chiefs started 0-2 started like the preseason now for them. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, we started 0-2. So what? That's our preseason. We'll go and win 14 in a row just to show you guys that we're that good. Pat Mahomes throws 4 touchdowns and they completely obliterate, like smoke the Ravens.
It wasn't competitive
at all. Like it wasn't watchable. It wasn't competitive. I think Lamar had 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble. Again with the fumbling, he still hasn't figured out the fumbling shit. I think Derrick Henry had 4 carries in the first half. They just like stopped giving him the ball.
He did.
There's like it's like the Chiefs defense is good, and I think the thing about them, they get better as the season goes on. But what impressed me the most was the fact that Pat Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns, because we're having a conversation like, who the fuck is Pat Mahomes going to throw it to? He's like, oh, let me show you who I'm going to throw it to, because I'm going to throw the ball. I'm going to do what I do, and I'm going to beat the Ravens. So I know I can beat the Ravens, and I think it's less about the Chiefs and more so about what's going on in Baltimore. After giving up 244 yards on the ground to the Lions, they just completely dismantled them. You would think Harbaugh and co would come up with some sort of fight the next week against a rival, against a team that you have trouble beating. You would come up with some sort of game plan. Like, no. I get the injury stuff. I get it. The Ravens are banged up, but that wasn't injuries on display, bro. That wasn't injuries on display. That was a beatdown. And they just did it. We call it death by 1,000 cuts. We're gonna run 30. We're gonna get 100 yards. We're gonna run 32 times, but everyone's gonna run. Kareem Hunt was getting the ball. Pacheco gets the ball. Worthy ran the ball. Rashard Smith ran the ball. Patrick Mahomes ran the ball. They even had plays where Gardner Minshew came in and ran the ball. It's like, bro, everybody got a touch. It wasn't the greatest. And then passing the ball, everybody. Xavier Worthy had 5 catches. Kelsey had 5 catches. Brian had 3 catches. Juju Smith-Schuster had 4 catches. Rashard Smith had 3. Pacheco had 2. Kareem Hunt had 1. Tyquan Thornton, Noah Gray. Everyone touched the fucking ball on offense. It wasn't like this great, phenomenal offensive game that the Chiefs put on. It's just that they say, hey, we're depleted too. Like, you can say, like, the Ravens, you're depleted on defense. We're depleted on offense. Like, we don't have our guys. Like, Travis Kelce is old. And people can see it, right? We don't have Rashee Rice and stuff like that. We have like the bodies, the old bodies of Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster out here running routes and shit like that. We don't have it, but we're going to show you why we are the best of the best, because we're going to do little by little. And meanwhile, the Ravens just offensively looked inept. Cooper Rush was getting snaps. That's how bad. Like, what? Cooper Rush came into the game and got snapped. Shout out to Jude for picking up Cooper Rush. He had some force. He had some foresight, I guess, because Cooper Rush got some garbage time.
No, he didn't. Let's not do that. Jude and foresight.
Yeah.
No, bro. No.
But no, it was bad. Like, it was bad. Like, outside of one Justice Hill unexpected 71-yard touchdown rush, it was bad. Derrick Henry only had 8 carries. I mean, albeit for 42 yards and 5.3 yards a carry. But you would figure that the Ravens would have done something to slow down the Chiefs. Just run the fucking ball. Slow the game down. Make it as much of a defensive game as possible, but they couldn't. And is it time for Harbaugh to go? Some people will say no. I'm going to say yes. It's time for him to go. Like, he hasn't done anything substantial. The Ravens haven't made it to the Super Bowl since having Lamar. You know what I mean? Like, the whole, Harbaugh won how many years ago?
It's been 13 years since they made a Super Bowl appearance.
It's run its course. If we could talk about Mike Tomlin, we could talk about Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh. Sorry, we can talk about John Harbaugh. We can talk about Mike Tomlin and him just using every quarterback and winning 9 games or 10 games and making the playoffs and getting eliminated in round 1 and being 0-9 for the. We can talk about Harbaugh having a generational talent at quarterback, having supposedly he had a triple crown defense a couple of seasons ago, and they didn't show up in the playoffs, which is another thing. Like a team that led the league in sacks, interceptions, and stuff like that, and still just got beat up on in the playoffs. He's leaving a lot of meat on the bone, bro. It's like, yo, bro, I gave you an order of 10 chicken wings, and you're bringing back. I can still see the white meat, bro. What are you doing? You ain't eating, bro. You're not eating. And you can't get rid of Lamar because Lamar should have been 3-time, 2-time MVP. You can't he's not. Oh, the Ravens should move on for Lamar and go where? Move to what? What are you talking about? It's time. I think it's time for the Ravens to, especially if they continue having the season they have right now, with 1-3. Yeah. Can they bounce back? Yeah, but I think the right amount of injuries and the lack of defense is going to put everything under a huge microscope. And they have a choice. And I think before anything happens, Harbaugh will probably fire a coordinator and hire a new defensive coordinator or whatever. And they'll give him another shot, whatever. But I really think if there's any season to say, it's this one.
From a 2025 perspective, I guess we could spend time on the Chiefs. They're kind of boring. You kind of know what they're going to do. Like, it's not a coincidence that they got Xavier Worthy back, and all of a sudden they put up whatever it was, 40 points, 34. I don't remember the final score.
I think it was 40.
It's not a coincidence. And granted, the Ravens defense is depleted, and I understand that. And also, the Ravens defense is hands down the worst the Chiefs have played so far this year.
Yeah,
like hands down the worst. So like, it's not a coincidence that those two things coincided. And the Chiefs had a great offensive game. Pat is keeping them boys afloat. I think Pat's greatness bores people at this point because we're poking holes talking about he's not putting up stats. I'm not sure what fucking stats you want him to put up when he's throwing to me, you, Juju Smith-Schuster, and fucking Tyquan Thornton. But whatever, not going to get too far into that. The Ravens side of things is far more interesting. From a 2025 perspective, their defense is depleted, but even at full strength, they don't have threatening edge rushers at all. So and that's part of their problem in the postseason going back a while too, because they don't force turnovers. Like, you can't win if you don't force turnovers. Nobody's asking to force 4 a game. That's not realistic. But if you're gonna they forced. It's something ridiculous. Like in the last 8 playoff games, they forced 2 turnovers total. Something ridiculous like that. You can't win that way. So, and the thing with you brought up John Harbaugh. If they can't beat this iteration of the Chiefs and they get boat raced like that, when are they ever going to beat them? Regular season or postseason? When are they ever going to beat them? They've been getting, John and his staff has been getting pantsed on national TV by Andy Reid and company for 5, however long Lamar been in the league, mad long, 6 years. They've been getting pantsed the whole time, every single time they fucking play against each other. So it's like, yo, Pat's not going nowhere. Andy might retire soon. Pat's not going nowhere. You're gonna have to get through him if you want to get anywhere, unless somebody does your dirty work for you and beats them. And then if we're gonna go there, like they lost to Buffalo in the playoffs twice too. So it's just, if we're gonna keep losing to our main competition and keep getting thoroughly outcoached along the way, the divisional playoffs last year was a little bit different. I feel like that was Mark Andrews was the main fucking culprit because only God knows what the fuck he was doing. And I'm not even talking about the drop 2-point conversion. That's understandable. Him reversing course in the middle of the field, going 5 yards backwards and then fumbling was madness. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to accomplish. You're not Dante Hall, brother. Go down. You're not that. Fucking go down, dude. But John Harbaugh, I understand, man. Some teams like stability, and when you're that good at your job and you're getting results that good, people are not really going to. They're not going to go out of their way to fire you because it looks a certain way and and whatever. And the players apparently respond to Harbaugh, I guess. I mean, the players definitely respond to Harbaugh because you're not going to be somewhere 17 years if they don't. But if you can't beat your main competition, something's got to shift. Something's got to change. And Lamar is, I'm not going to sit here and act like he's without flaw. His playoff history says what it says. Fine. His big moments, he's had big moments in the regular season. The playoff history says what it says. He should be a 3-time MVP. He's already won 2. and you're not moving off of him. The coach, maybe you don't move off of him either. Maybe it takes they're 1-3. Maybe it takes them finishing 7-10 to finally be like, you know what, let's pull the plug and let's get rid of Harbaugh. Because here's the thing, the Ravens' job could be filled in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Like you have people lining up to coach
a
fucking
absolutely.
MVP, like the MVP
Absolutely.
and a top 3 quarterback in the league.
Absolutely.
Like you have people lining up to coach that. So it's not like you would have a hard time finding a replacement. You wouldn't. So he might have to go, bro, because I don't know how much more you need to see.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's like there's 2 coaches in the AFC that has that cachet where it's like we won a Super Bowl a while ago and we're winning games and we're not doing shit in the postseason, but we're still around. And that's Harbaugh and that's Tom, right? I think the major difference is that at quarterback, Tomlin don't have what Harbaugh has. So it's so easy for people to kind of gloss over that Tomlin hasn't had success either. But they were paying attention more so to Tomlin because he's black, one. You know what I mean? That's always going to be the fucking bottom line. You're going to pay attention to him. Because somebody's better. I'm like, who? Like, who the fuck is better than Tomlin right now to do that with whatever they have? Like, you know what I mean? And with Harbaugh, it's like everyone's, again, pointing the finger at Lamar. They're not pointing at the coach. It's Lamar. It's Lamar's fault. It's like, yeah, but what's the coach doing to help that situation? Now, when everything else starts to fall apart around them, then we can't look at Lamar the same way. It's like, yo, Lamar needs help. And I think the best thing for him to get from underneath this regime is for shit to fall apart. You know what I mean? And then maybe the narrative will finally shift is, yo, did Harbaugh and company do enough in support of their MVP quarterback? Because we've heard that type of argument for Aaron Rodgers. We've heard that type of argument for Justin Herbert and everybody else who's doing this, whatever. But as soon as it's a black quarterback, it's like, oh, he needs to do this. He needs to be the guy. He needs to do this. And I say, okay, look at Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts went to Super Bowl, lost. He said, hey, we want to be back. Went to Super Bowl and won. And yes, he's not the greatest arm talent, and we're not going to talk about that. But we touched on that in the Discord and everything like that. Yeah. But at the same time, the conversation surrounding him is about his abilities. But in the beginning, it was about his coach. In the beginning, it was about surrounding. He said, oh, and the quarterback and the running back bailed him out. You know what I mean? Offensive line and defense bailed him out because his job was on the line. And a lot of times these coaches get to skate by because they're going to look at the quarterback first and foremost. So hopefully that changes. That changes for Lamar, and maybe Harbaugh's out of here. We'll see. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe on the YouTube, on Twitch. If you're on social media, on X, on Twitter, make sure you follow us, share, retweet this podcast. But especially our YouTube followers, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you're sharing Middle Initial Podcast for your folk. Now, next topic of conversation over tie? Packers versus Cowboys. Listen, fuck the Bills, because this is the reason why we got this dumb shit in the first place, okay? This new overtime rule. Oh, you get the ball. No, you get the ball if I score, whatever. It's football, okay? It's football. There shouldn't be ties in football. You know why? Because a tie doesn't mean shit in football. If this was soccer and there were points and point differentials and that meant something,
hockey,
yes.
Yeah.
Or hockey, the tie means nothing to football. That's why sudden death made the most sense. But the Bills and everything, oh, we should get a shot. We should get the ball back if you score first. It's not our fault we lose a coin toss. No, you're supposed to play defense. That's the whole point. You lose a coin toss.
Not our fault.
Right.
As if the coin toss was the one that scored the touchdown.
Right. You know what I mean? It's like, but what if this happens? Okay. So the Cowboys, first of all, I picked the Packers to win because I didn't expect the Cowboys to do anything without CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott's a dog, man. People don't like him, but Dak Prescott's a kind of a dog, bro. He made Pickens look really. I mean, the Pickens made him look good. He made Pickens look good, but Pickens and Dak was destroying.
I think Dak is getting better too. Like I think Dak is playing the best ball of his career right now.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. Like, say what you say about him getting beat up in a parking lot and shit like that. But
why did that come up, man? Why did that come up, man? Like, why that the first thing that come up? Like, we just say with everyone about to get his ass beat at a Waka Flocka concert, but the football is great. Like, why did that come up?
Because that's what these social media fans do, right? Like, they lose or win or lose, and they don't like Dak. They're gonna show him getting beat up in the parking lot. They're gonna show him doing his pregame warm up, hip twists and stuff like that.
That's just funny,
right? They're going to slander this man, but Dak Prescott plays MVP type quarterback, like for a few seasons. In his career, he plays the position very well, and he has his hiccups, right? But he played in a game where people thought that the Cowboys had no shot. They thought this was a Micah Parsons revenge game. He's gonna go out there and get 3 sacks and all that stuff. None of that happened. It was a dogfight. They come back. They force overtime. All the drama, they get a field goal instead of a touchdown, whatever. And then we watch the worst sequence of last minute football by the Packers, like the worst sequence of football from Jordan Love and the Packers offense for a potential game winning drive. Because I even saw you tweeted that the Packers will come down here and win this game right now.
Barring a brain cramp,
and the brain cramp was just there, like
the brain cramp arrived.
And the fact that the fact that incomplete pass, whether you feel like it was right or wrong for the clock to still have a second on it, and it was right, technically the ball at the ground, they stopped the clock 1 second. If I'm the home scorekeeper, that's zeros all over. Let's go home, GG's. That's zero. The Packers had no business being in overtime. The Packers had no business being on a last second field goal to tie the fucking game, and that's a bad thing. If you want to change the overtime rules, here's what you do. If the first team kicks a field goal, you can't kick a field goal to tie to end the game. You have to go for it on 4th down to score a touchdown and get a first down. Nobody wants to see a fucking tie. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to see a tie. A last second field goal in overtime does what for my psyche? It does. If I'm betting, it does nothing for me if I'm betting, right? You get the push, you get your money back. It does nothing for me in the standings. Because you're not moving unless you're in first place and the other teams behind you suck. There's nothing for Dallas. So now they're 1, 2, and 1, right? There's nothing for them. What does a tie do? It does nothing to do for ratings either. What does a tie do? Like, imagine watching, and we've seen this, you watch a boxing match, let's say the Canelo versus Crawford. Imagine watching Canelo versus Crawford, and then, the first judge keeper scores it 118 to 119 in favor of Canelo. The second scorekeeper calls it 119 and 118 in favor of Crawford. And the last scorekeeper calls it 116. What the fuck? A tie? Nobody, it takes the air out of the building. But the difference between a boxing draw is that you watch the whole thing and you're waiting for the results. You're not sitting there like a last second prayer knockdown sends it into overtime or whatever. Like, bro, we're watching this team kick a field goal for a tie. This is football, for God's sakes. It's football. Like, you're kicking a field goal for a tie. Fuck that. If you don't score a touchdown, game over. It ain't fucking over. No field goals. No ties.
Like, first of all, like the last 2 plays for the Packers, before the field goal. The last 2 plays, like, you had Jordan Love throw a check down that netted the Packers a loss and kept the player inbounds. It was one of the stupidest things. Like, that boy be turning his brain off, man. Like, that might hold them back. Like, Jordan Love be turning his brain smooth off. Like, y'all remember how he ended the San Francisco playoff game, right? He threw across his body middle field. There was 3 Niners in the area. It's like, somebody said it best, like, he has Aaron Rodgers' arm. I don't think that's necessarily true. But let's round up a little bit. He has Aaron Rodgers' arm. He has Brett Favre's brain. Like, he be turning his shit off. Like,
but even Brett Favre was not going to throw no damn check down to no running back.
I mean, Brett Favre might throw
the game away.
He might throw it to a Cowboy though.
Right.
So, like, we have our different ways of being dumb. Like, Brett might throw the ball right to a Cowboy, and Jordan Love is throwing a check down that gets you -2 and keeps the player in bounds when you have no timeouts left. Very fucking stupid. And the clock operator should have ran that second off. I don't care what it is. Was it the right thing to do? Depends on who you ask. Like if we're talking about him doing his job, no, it was not the right thing to do. Was it the right thing to do because the Packers deserved a worse fate than the one that they got? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yes, they didn't deserve to have the opportunity to tie after that dumb shit, bro.
No.
They didn't deserve it.
No,
Like
it was,
he should have ran the clock off and been like, oh, my bad, yo, my finger slipped,
right.
and kept it moving.
Just kept it
Yo,
moving,
my
bro.
finger slipped, bro. Kept it moving. Cowboys win. Get the Packers the fuck out of here after that display of clock management, more like clock mismanagement. But I digress.
Right, man.
Yeah, as far as I will never stop bringing up the fact that mad teams got quote unquote screwed by the overtime rules being what they were, including the Chiefs like 2 years before the Bills did. The Chiefs had the MVP of the league and nobody changed the rule. The minute the Bills get screwed, all of a sudden we got to change rules. Then they had the whole episode last year with the bad spot on the fourth down. Now we got chips in the ball. We got auto spots. Now it's like, yo, if you want a rule to be changed, root for the Bills to get screwed by whatever it is that you want to change. Because it'll get changed immediately. We have it on record now twice.
Right.
2 times we have it on record. The Bills get screwed, something changes. It's like, what the fuck makes them revolutionary? The fuck makes them revolutionary, bro?
Oh man. I just don't like the fact that it was a tie game on a primetime football slot.
Is officially dead.
The toward ACL. Yeah, they figured that. Yeah, shout out to Malik Neighbors, man. Sad situation. Toward ACL out for the season. Get well soon. I mean, on the bright side, you don't have to play for the Giants this season.
All right. Just way too soon. You
don't got to watch Jackson Dart run for 75 yards because he's not going to throw that motherfucker. Jackson Dart listen, it's either Russell Wilson is going to throw the other team or Jackson Dart going to run for 75 yards. Either way, Malik Neighbors not good in the ball. Fantasy owners rejoice. Trying to make a trade and pick somebody up because Malik Neighbors is not. Hey, I say for one thing, Malik liked Jackson Dart because he felt like he was going to get the ball. And then rude awakening. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
and the show, man. Yeah, the show.
Jackson Dart gonna take a 2-step drop and take the fuck off.
I don't endorse any of this. And the show. I don't endorse any of this. This is nasty. This is disgusting.
Hey, I wish him well. I'm just saying on the bright side, bro.
Ain't no bright side, nigga.
On the bright side, you running routes for Jackson Dart and Russell Wilson,
nigga. And if there's a bright side, it's way too early to be talking about bright side. Knock it off.
Oh man, feel better soon, man. Jets versus Dolphins tonight. Preview of the Monday Night Football game. Both teams are 0-3. I am picking the Jets. Yeah, I'm picking the Jets to end their suffering and win the game. Not because I have a faith in them or belief. I want to say that Justin Fields being back is going to help offensively, especially like first half, because the Dolphins defense is not good. And we're able to run the ball and stuff like that. Just Fields be able to get up the pocket and do what he does. But also, I feel like this is a good week for the Jets to actually try to play some defense. They just acquired a cornerback. They got some pieces. Hopefully, that secondary they figure out their secondary. But if a win, a good time to have a win right now would be prime time on the road, and I think that'd be great for Aaron Glenn. And I think he'll have the team ready for the spotlight in the moment to win actual winnable game. Now, people are worried about the Dolphins' offense. I get that. But I'm picking the Jets to win. I picked them in my pick'em for the first time in the first 3 weeks. I actually picked against them, and I was 3-0 picking against them. So hopefully this week I'm 4-0 with not 4-0, but hopefully I'm 1-0 finally picking them this week. But I went on a limb and say the Jets could win. This is a winnable game, and the Jets should win this game.
Went out on a limb?
I mean, yeah, because a lot.
I know you're Slums Bowl, bro.
It is, but I know you're going to pick the Dolphins to win.
How do you know that? You don't know that.
Who are you picking to win tonight?
Not the viewers. That's all I got for you. Not the viewers. Since you got your degree and you fucking know everything, not the viewers.
It's a lot.
Not the fucking viewers.
It's going for the
That's
push.
What I have to win.
It's going for the push.
A tie. It's going to be a tie. It's going to be another tie on national. No. Jokes aside, I have no idea. Like, they both stink. They're both so bad. I have no idea.
They're both bad.
The Dolphins are home. I mean, then again, it's Miami. It's gonna be mad New Yorkers there. Never mind. I don't. my thing is with the Jets, like if they're
Flip a
going to
coin.
continue to run their one defensive play, I have no idea how they're supposed to keep up with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane. Like Tua's dumb as shit, but he
Right.
he can figure that out. Cover 0, all right, we got 1-on-1 then. All right, great.
Right.
He can
Right.
figure, even his goofy ass can figure that shit out. So
Right.
I
Hopefully
guess
Steve
I
Wilkes
just
has
want
something else
21
besides
Devon
vanilla.
Achane fantasy points. I don't care about nothing else.
Yeah, Kev needs 21 points from Alshon to win tonight. And hopefully I'm like, listen, because fucking Pickens had a great night and everything like that. I thought I had the game well in hand. Yeah, I thought I had the game well in hand, and as I saw Pickens, like, God damn, I was like, oh, who got it? Alshon's running tonight. He's projected 18 points. I'll take 18, but anything over that, bro. If he scores a touchdown, I know it's a wrap. If he scores a touchdown, because I was like, all right, if he scores one touchdown, I know he's probably gonna end up getting like 130 something yards or whatever.
Take me home, Devon. Take me home, baby.
But if the Jets love me, and I know they don't, but they do love me.
Love you.
The
Jets have never loved you, brother.
They have never loved me. Never loved me. Never looked me in my eyes.
Imagine rooting for the Jets. Yikes.
Speaking of love and looking in somebody's eyes, man, I haven't done this in a long time. It's time. It's time for some shame. It is time for some shame. And there's only one person right now, outside of Drew Jackson, who has less shame, and his name is Connor fucking Rogers.
No,
Connor
Hughes.
Hughes. Hughes, sorry, not Rogers. Rogers is our guy.
Rogers
Connor Hughes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this tweet verbatim. I'm gonna read it verbatim because they are clowning you right now, and deservedly so. You deserve to be clowned because this is disgusting, and we knew it was coming. I think Jeffrey said, "Yeah, this is coming. Like he's going to do this." So Connor Hughes goes, East Rutherford, this is a tweet. Jackson Dart was among the few players remaining in the Giants locker room. You could tell he was sore. The way he moved from the far corner showers to his stall, how he stood now collecting himself. Those 6 sacks, 10 hits by the Chargers defense radiated over him. Now, mind you, when you opening up, you're reading it like a fucking fanfic novel. The way he opened up this shit. You know what I mean? You could tell he was sore. The way he moved from the far corner showers to his stall. Like, bro, you're nasty for this. You're just nasty for that opening start, right? That's when Brian Dable joined his quarterback. Now, this is when it gets homoerotic. The two had already embraced each other on the field, but this was different. Connor, I know you're white. My nigga, what? What? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. The two had already embraced each other in the field, but this was different. It was quieter now, less around. Oh, he's setting the scene. Get your lotion, guys. Dable reached his hand out, grabbed the back of Dart's neck, and brought him close. Bro. Connor, you have a wife and child.
It's a great bullshit. What the
fuck are you writing on Twitter, bro?
Dude?
They held each other. Dabo then walked away with a smile.
They held each other real tight.
This felt like the start of something. He finally this is where he kind of gets back to the football. The Giants beat the previously unbeaten Chargers on Sunday 21-18. They did it behind a ferocious pass rush of their own and that young quarterback who showed exactly why his coach turned to him with his back against the wall. It says a lot about our guys, said Dable. It says a lot about number 6, column below, with no link for the column. With no, there's no column link. Kev, that tweet has no link, bro. There's no link. There's column below, and then
like, is it at least in the
and
next
then it's the next reply tweet, right? I'm gonna read some of the comments. Dang near thought things were about to get inappropriate in that second paragraph. You didn't mention the rippling muscles. Could you describe the dripping sweat? Did Dave run his fingers through Dart's hair? Don't leave us on a cliffhanger like this, Connor. Bro, is this the start of your male erotica writing career? Are we talking about football or a sequel to 50 Shades of Grey? Somebody put the Brokeback Mountain kid. Oh my God, bro. And it's still up. It's still up. It is still up. The quote tweets. Oh man. Listen. Just listen. Yo, please, for the life of me, have some fucking shame. Have some shame. I told y'all about this last week. I don't like you grown ass men, you grown up ass men acting like cucks for these other grown men athletes. You can like them and appreciate them and talk, whatever. But please stop waxing on poetically like this, bro. Come out. We are an accepting community over here at the Middle Initial Podcast. Come out. We'll embrace you. Come to the Discord. Join the Patreon. We're very accepting. But please stop hiding behind your love of sports. It's really your love for men. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
He said that, not me.
I'm going to say it, bro, because you're grown men offering your wives and your mouths and your hamstrings and all that stuff. And, yeah, you guys are weird, bro. This is not about sports.
I'm out. Please, I'm out. Wow,
Kev could leave. Like I said, we're not for everybody. We're not for everybody, bro.
Man said offering up mouth and hamstring.
Yo, I will give take my hamstring, take my kneecap, take my wife. You guys are weird, bro. Just enjoy the sports, man. He was in the shower stalls. You could tell the pain radiated over him from them 6 sacks. What sacks you talking about, brother?
Well, I mean, you know what? I didn't even want to say nothing no more. Have a good day.
Yeah, you sat there at 8:35 p.m. last night and penned that shit.
I'm surprised he didn't find a way to incorporate the word glistening. I'm surprised.
We don't listen. That might be the abridged. That might be the abridged version of it, man.
He was in the corner, pecs glistening. I'm surprised he ain't find a way to put that in there.
That's when Brian Dable joined his quarterback. The two had already embraced each other on the field, but this was different. What are you writing? What are you writing? What are you doing, bro? You're a journalist, bro. You're paid to. What the fuck are you doing?
Y'all have a good day.
Y'all have a good day.
Whatever.
Shout out YouTube, Twitch, X. Be good to each other, man. All right.